Hi everyone and welcome back to the Upside Dan. It is my 50th video. So I wanted to do something special for it. I thought, oh, you know what? I love talking about WandaVision. I love Marvel. Let me talk about that. But first, I have to give a big thank you to a fellow YouTuber and friend, Shawn from Lost in the Reel. If you have not checked out his channel already, go check it out. I'll have his link in the description below. I gotta thank him for helping me get a Saint Maud screener because I wouldn't have even known, I wouldn't have even thought about getting that. And I loved that movie. And of course, thank you, Shawn, for Sundance because I wouldn't have seen any four of the movies, let alone one of the biggest movies I was excited for, Judas and the Black Messiah. I definitely wouldn't have been able to see that without him. First, we're gonna talk about WandaVision. Alright, so I just want to jump right into WandaVision. This is just going to be points that I've written down throughout the weeks that I missed talking about in my deep dives. Agnes and her husband, Ralph. Every episode that she's in, she mentions Ralph at least once. There's some joke about it. There's some joke about him. There's, it's funny banter, and it's stuff that you would see for the most part in sitcoms. You would hear a character say about their husband or significant other, just making jokes about it. But I'm wondering if Ralph means more. If he's someone else, someone that we know. Or my other theory is, how I said in my last deep dive, that she might have killed the dog or let Sparky die. What if she is trying to not only test Wanda's abilities, but she wants to see if Wanda can bring something back? Because maybe, what if Ralph is dead? So she wants Ralph to be resurrected, so she's mentioning him all the time. But maybe he doesn't even exist, or not in this time, or he's not in the town, or he's dead, or he's stuck somewhere else, and she wants him back. So she's trying to see Wanda's abilities. Now, granted, in that talent show episode, she insinuates that Ralph is in the crowd. We don't see him; it doesn't focus on him. But she does say something about when they're gonna make someone disappear, she's like, okay, why don't we pick a volunteer in the crowd called My Husband Ralph, or something like that. So maybe that was just funny also. But maybe he is there. Maybe he's someone important and they haven't revealed him yet. I really think that in the Halloween episode, we're gonna find out more about Agnes. We're gonna see what her real intentions are. I think we're gonna learn way more about her. I agree with the Agatha Harkness theory, so we will definitely see more coming up. One of the commercials, the only commercial that I forgot to talk about in any of my deep dives, is for episode 2, the Hydro Watch commercial. I just want to bring it up. I think time is an important construct of this show, because really, how does time work? Because we see them make the radio call while they see it on screen, but does that mean that it was happening simultaneously? I mean, it must. Or something, we don't really know exactly how time works in the sitcom world compared to the outside world, because also you see it's mostly daytime in the sitcom world, and then when it's daytime in the sitcom world, sometimes it's just nighttime outside at the Sword facility. So it'd be interesting to see. And of course, Strucker obviously has to do with he ran tests on Wanda and Pedro in Hydra, so I think that these commercials definitely have a impact. And they're important to Wanda's traumas, past traumas. I think that's what they're signifying. I don't know if this is important. 7 kind of made me think of it. 7, the movie. It's what's in the box at the talent show. They kept chanting it, what's in the box, what's in the box. That could just be a throwaway line because, during the magician show, you want to know, what's in the box. You want, audience participation, kind of. Another thing I didn't really see people talk about, but they must have. And this is, back then this would have meant a little more, but Vision's stage name as a magician is Illusion, and Wanda's is Glamour. Vision's stage name, so the thing about it is, if we only saw the first 2 episodes right now, but Vision's stage name is Illusion. What if, back then, because we know more now, and that theory is we don't know. And we still didn't know back then. We don't know now. He's just an illusion in everyone's mind. Wanda is, animating an illusion from her head out into the real world, out into the sitcom reality. So what if that meant more? Obviously that would be a magician's name. That's a perfectly normal magician's name. I don't think about anything in this show just having one meaning. Yes, obviously there is stuff, but most of this stuff, I think they did this on purpose. And another thing I read about is that some minor actors from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the TV show that was on ABC, are in this show, a couple in minor roles here and minor roles there. So I'm wondering if that means anything or if Marvel was just reusing their actors. It'll be interesting to see if these are S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. And then this connects this S.H.I.E.L.D. show more now, or if it's anything important. There's just so much in this show to unpack. I cannot wait for more. Cannot wait for these last 4 episodes. Definitely excited for this week's episode, the Halloween episode. Look forward for my deep dive, of course, every week. So I actually didn't notice this at first. I just thought it was a weird rope. I don't know. But in episode 4, when we see the, the beekeeper guy go down the sewer and then up, his rope turns into like a jump rope from that era, like an old-timey jump rope, which is cool, and it definitely foreshadows. What we now know is that she rewrites reality. Just cool little Easter eggs and cool little hints and theories that foreshadow stuff. I just love this show. I just think it's so well written and directed and acted. I know I say that multiple times throughout every deep dive, but I do. I love, love, love this show. This has all come up, obviously, but not only is Agnes, she's on the board. We see, Wu's board when they're researching and IDing everyone. She's on the board, but she's not ID'd. So that is interesting because they don't know who Agnes is. I think it just adds to the theory that Agnes is obviously someone important anyway. But I think she's Agatha Harkness. So not only is Agnes, she's up there, but she's not ID'd. So that'll be interesting to find out. And I didn't even notice this the first time someone brought this up in a review or something. But Dottie isn't up there, at all. So it'll be interesting to see who Dottie is. Remember I said the key to the town. I think that's an important line. The devil's in the details. But the key to the town, being in charge of everything, and, I think that is important. What if Dottie is Mephisto? What if Dottie is someone else? What if she's sinister? What if she's controlling things with Wanda? You see Dottie in the show, obviously, but you don't see her on that board. So, and I guess the Doctor's not there either. I don't know what that means. I think Dottie's important. And Dottie has been the only one, really, other than Vision now, to stand up to Wanda, to actually ask her the tough questions to her face. Like, who are you? I don't believe you. All of that stuff. So it'd be definitely interesting to see who Dottie is, if she's someone important, if she's someone evil. So another thing I wanted to add about episode 5 is kids. Can't control them, no matter how hard you try. Not only, obviously, does that mean something, like I said in my deep dive, and that maybe Wanda just can't control her own kids because she's physically made them, not just rewrote reality for them or gave them a role. She actually made them with Vision or somehow, and then they have powers of their own because, as we know, they grow up to be part of the Young Avengers. So it'll definitely be interesting to see that, and I'm hoping that they do a lot of the storylines with these kids. I hope. Now, I don't have much hope, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like maybe these kids are not gonna make it past this show. I hope they do, though, because I definitely want some Young Avengers storylines with them. And I think it could be important to introduce the LGBTQ community to this MCU. I know that it's been said Tessa Thompson's character, Valkyrie, she is bi, and there was, I think, rumors or something that she was going to be with Carol Danvers, but I don't know about that. One of Wanda's sons becomes gay and interested in hulking. I know that from the comics. That's like, some little stuff that I know. Anyway, I kind of hope that comes to fruition, but I'm not sure at this point. I feel like the kids and Vision are not going to survive this show, or one of them, or all 3 of them, or 2 of them, something like that. Something's going to happen, and Wanda's just going to go full on crazy. That's my belief. I think that she's going to become maybe the villain in Doctor Strange too. Oh, anyway, not only can you not control them because they're kids, but I think it's also meta, because you hear in sitcoms all the time how the kids aren't behaving, and obviously there's child labor laws, so you can't control them. So if a kid's gonna cry during a scene where he's not supposed to cry, he's gonna cry during the scene that he's not supposed to cry. So that could be meta as well. But I just wanted to bring that up. Now we get to the big reveal at the end of episode 5. I mean, there's been spoilers already, but spoilers. Spoilers. Don't listen. Don't watch this video past this if you have not watched episode 5 yet. Evan Peters comes in at the end. Just a great scene. It opens up so many doors. But I have some theories about who he is, and there are multiple theories, and really what I'm going to say is like anything that could happen. So, what if Evan Peters at the end is not Quicksilver from either universe? So he's not Peter from the Fox X-Men universe, he's not Pietro from the MCU. What if he's the aerospace engineer that Monica texted? And I'm not saying that Evan Peters is playing him, I think that that's someone more important, but when he went through the thing, he kind of got assigned to this character, or it was known that Wanda was hoping that her brother would come back, or We'll get to some more in a minute. Anyway, what if he's the aerospace engineer? Does either look like that, or he was changed? I mean, we only see Darcy see him, so if that is how the aerospace engineer looks, Monica would recognize him, but we have not seen Monica see him yet. Only Darcy has seen him. So it'll be interesting to see if he is the aerospace engineer, just, morphed into a different form, or looks like that in disguise, something like that. I mean, if he's the aerospace engineer, he could be under some kind of spell, or like I said, his appearance changed to make him fit into this world and Wanda's kind of vision of her brother. Which, by the way, I thought from the beginning that WandaVision wasn't so much just naming the two characters, but this show was Wanda's vision. That was just a quick tidbit. I know that people have said that, but I thought this since like the first promo and the first, what if this is just means that it's Wanda's vision. My other thing was, what if the breach that we hear at the sword facility and Evan Peters arriving are not connected? What if they're totally different things, entities, people? It'll be interesting to see if the breach had nothing to do with it, because obviously within the timing we think that the breach, it's obviously Evan Peters' character is going in, but what if it's not? What if it's something else going in or out? So it'll be interesting to see more about that. But at the same time, I think it could go either way. I think it could be Fox's X-Men universes. Quicksilver, Evan Peters is back reprising the role. I also think it could be the MCU's Pietro. However, I do think we're still going to see Aaron Taylor Johnson in this show. And I hope we do see him, because I was a fan of him and we didn't get much of him, and I kind of wanted more. But I do love Evan Peters' Peter as well. And also the other theory is he could just be someone like Mephisto, disguised as Evan Peters' Quicksilver, or disguised as a lookalike to Evan Peters. So my other thing is, what if it's Agnes, Billy, or Tommy that brought this person, Evan Peters, in? So Agnes would kind of, I think, know what Pietro would look like in real life, so it probably wasn't her, because she would have brought Aaron Taylor Johnson's Pietro in. But Billy and Tommy, they don't know what their uncle looks like. They don't know, they don't know what Pietro looks like. So they could just have an image of him, what they imagine he looks like, and bring that person in. So one of them could have just brought someone that looked enough like their uncle. But I do think, like I said, I think we're going to still see Aaron Taylor Johnson in this show. So it'll be interesting to see if the twins did bring that into this reality, and if they can also rewrite reality, obviously. It'll be interesting to see all of this play out. I do think that, the kids have powers, and the kids are not under control of Wanda, and Vision is starting to kind of not become under control of Wanda as much anymore, and he's starting to become more suspicious. So, and the kids just asked about, if Wanda had a brother earlier in the episode, and she did not say he's dead. She said he lives far away, and that makes me sad. So, they could definitely have wanted him back, either subconsciously or consciously, and brought him in, and Wanda could also have subconsciously or consciously brought him in. I do kind of believe her that she didn't do that doorbell, though. So maybe subconsciously she did. I do think her, either subconsciously or consciously, or the twins subconsciously or consciously, could have dragged him from another universe, so Fox's Quicksilver, or they could have just had a civilian come in and play him like Wanda's been doing. Now, let's get to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Oh, I'm sorry. Is this a YouTube video and not a French beach? Much better. So next we're talking about The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which premieres March 19th. We've gotten 2 trailers. One trailer at, Disney's Investors Day back in December, and then we just got our newest trailer at the Super Bowl. And this Super Bowl trailer was awesome, and it got me so much more excited for this show. I'm always excited for Marvel, especially WandaVision and The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, than a bunch of their other shows. We have a new trailer for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I loved this new trailer. I liked the first one. I don't know how much in the minority I am, but I always thought Zemo, especially at the time of Civil War, but I should say, at the time of Civil War, was one of the better written MCU villains. He did what he was set out to do, basically. Not perfectly, but he put these 2 Avengers against each other. The group of superheroes against each other, but 2 of the main Avengers against each other. And he broke them up for a little bit, so and he, it was good. I like Zemo. Cannot wait to see more of him. So really my theory right now that I wanted to share about this is about the blip, which I don't really love that word. I don't like the blip that much, the word. I think Zemo might have been blipped, because if he did get blipped, at least that'll explain why he has not done much of his plan when he said I had no intention of giving up on my plan or whatever. He hasn't done much of his plan since Civil War. We haven't seen him since Civil War. So maybe he did get blipped, and that's why we really haven't seen him do anything since then. Like I said, though, granted, he did put this big group of superheroes against each other. He pitted them against each other. He pitted two of the main Avengers against each other, Iron Man and Captain America. He did succeed in that, so maybe he did take a break from his plan. Or maybe he thought he did it, even though I know Black Panther stopped him at the end on that cliff, which was an important scene. I think that being blipped, or even if he didn't, that would reignite his plan, because you got to think about this. His family died. He, of course, blames the Avengers for that. And now he got blipped, or he didn't get blipped, but he sees all these people that did get blipped and himself coming back, but obviously his family is not coming back. So they worked so hard, to get... And I don't know how original this theory is. I haven't seen it anywhere. But the Avengers, the heroes, worked so hard to try to bring half the universe back, which I understand. Obviously, they're going to work hard to bring that part back, who they can back. But he's now mad, even more mad. It reignited his plan and his anger and his issues with the superheroes, because he sees everyone else coming back that got blipped, himself included, but his family's still not there. So he's sad, he's mad, he's angry. So, in that, just seeing that the superheroes worked so hard to bring them back, why didn't they try to bring his family back? Why isn't his family back? Why is he back alive without his family? That was my main really thing with this, why his plan, why we haven't really seen him work on it that much, even though, like I said, he did succeed in somewhat pitting these heroes against each other. But this blip would definitely, I think, reignite that, hatred, because he sees everyone else coming back, but he does not see his family. His family is still gone. And that would kind of, we see in this trailer for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he's at a gravesite, and that could be for his family. It just will, surface all these feelings for him, all these emotions. That's my main thing with this. That's really all I wanted to bring up with these trailers. I loved them. I especially love the new one. I'm definitely excited for this show. March 19th, Disney Plus. Obviously, I think it's going to be a very good show. Now, will it beat WandaVision for me? Who knows? You guys know me. I love WandaVision. I'm excited for Spider-Man 3, obviously. Are Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield on set? I think they are. I think Tom Holland's either lying or wording things in a specific way where it's not totally a lie. So I'm definitely excited for Spider-Man 3. Although at the same time, so don't get me wrong, it's going to be epic if it's a Spider-Verse movie, or even if it's just a cameo by those, and then it's going to set up a Spider-Verse movie, which is what I think they should do. This should be setting up a Spider-Verse movie. This should not be a Spider-Verse movie. He needs his own thing, I think. I really want to see Tom Holland, perform this role without so much of a reliance on other MCU characters. I mean, yes, Doctor Strange is going to be in it, so it's a little too late for that, but I think that Sony and Disney, that was their deal, that someone from the MCU has to be in each of the Spider-Man movies, which is, it's fine. I want more Tom Holland. I think he's a great Peter Parker, great Spider-Man. Follow me on TikTok. I'm on TikTok now. I'm just kind of getting into it. I don't really know what I'm going to do. I just have a few things from Super Bowl night, trailer reactions, which we didn't get that many trailers, but thank you for 50 videos, and here's to 50 more. If you liked what you've seen there and you want to see more, click somewhere around here to see more. I have 50 videos, so go check them out on my channel. And, of course, share my videos and my channel with your family and friends. Check out Shawn from Lost in the Reel down in the description. Hit that notification bell, subscribe, and come to the Upside Down.